All right, let's get right into it. Every single business, I don't care if it's a tiny startup in a garage or a huge global corporation, they all face one single universal problem. It's the one thing that holds everything back. In this explainer, we're going to break down Alex Hormozi's powerful framework for solving that exact problem, straight from his book, $100 Million Leads. So what is that big problem? Well, it really all boils down to this one simple question right here. Why don't you have enough customers? According to Hormozi, the answer is brutally simple. It's because people have no idea you exist. You're not advertising enough, that's it. It's a hard truth to swallow, but it's the only place to start if you want to make a real change. And this isn't just your problem. It's the universal business problem. To really get the solution, first, we've got to understand the journey of the guy who figured all this out the hard way. This is Alex Hormozi. And as you can see from this quote, he wasn't always the mega successful guy he is today. Back in March of 2017, after some business deals went sideways, he found himself completely broke. Wiped out, rock bottom. Now, this is where the story gets really wild. Look at the speed of this turnaround. He goes from completely broke in March 2017, and by the end of that same year, his new company pulls in almost $7 million in revenue. The next year, nearly $26 million. All of that growth was built on one single skill he'd been forced to master: getting leads. So, how did he do it? How do you actually solve this lead problem for good? Well, he distilled everything he learned into what he calls the Core 4 framework. This is the engine that powered all of that incredible growth you just saw. But hang on, before we dive into the framework, we've got to be super clear on what we're even talking about. What is a lead? Hormozi keeps it dead simple. A lead is just a person you can contact. That's all. Your phone contacts? They're leads. An email list you bought? Leads. But, and this is the important part, the real goal isn't just any old lead. You want engaged leads, people who are actually interested in what you're doing. And this is it. This is the Core 4 framework. It's just a simple little grid, but it contains every single way you can get a stranger to find out about your business. It's beautiful because it's so simple. So let's break down exactly how it works. The whole framework is built on two questions. First, do they know you? That separates warm from cold. Second, are you talking to them privately or publicly? That gives you one-to-one versus one-to-many. And boom, that creates our 4 methods. Warm outreach to people you already know, posting free content for your public audience, cold outreach to strangers one-on-one, and running paid ads to get in front of a ton of strangers at once. Hormozi's point is that literally every lead generation tactic you can think of fits into one of these 4 boxes. Okay, so that's the framework, that's the what. But the real magic, the philosophy that makes this whole thing actually work, is something Hormozi calls the power of giving. This is the core principle right here. Give, 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 until they ask. Think about how counterintuitive that is. Most of us are always focused on the ask. Hormozi says, forget that. Just focus on giving so much value and building so much goodwill that people can't help but ask how they can pay you. And this simple drawing shows you exactly how it works. You give valuable stuff away for free. Then you do it again and again. You're building trust, you're proving you know what you're talking about, and you're genuinely helping people. You keep doing this until, eventually, they come to you and ask, how can I work with you? You're not chasing them anymore. They're coming to you. This all leads to the ultimate pro tip, a mantra you could honestly build an entire business on. Give in public, ask in private. See, by posting all your valuable content publicly, you're constantly growing your audience. Then, when people reach out to you privately to ask how they can buy, you get this amazing, steady stream of the best customers, without ever having to do a big public sales pitch that might turn other people off. It really is the best of both worlds. So, you've got the framework, you've got the philosophy of giving. You'd think that would be enough, right? But there is one final secret ingredient. And without this piece, none of the other stuff works. This is the part where almost everybody fails. Hormozi tells this story about when he was just starting out. He thought he was killing it by handing out 300 flyers for his gym. He was proud of the effort. Then he found out that his competitor was handing out 5,000 flyers per day. He was doing a tiny, tiny fraction of the work that was actually required, and he didn't even realize it. So there it is. The missing ingredient, the real secret, is just one word: volume. It's not about finding some secret trick or a clever hack. It's about doing the right things, the things in the Core 4, at a scale that most people can't even imagine.
It's about putting in a massive amount of effort for a very, very long time.
And that brings us right to the final takeaway. Building a business, getting customers, it's not one single event. It's a game of endurance. The only way you can guarantee that you'll fail is if you stop. As Hormozi says, and this is both a promise and a challenge, you cannot lose if you do not quit. So the only question left to ask is how much volume are you willing to put in?